So for this video, you're going to learn how to graph using Excel. So I'm going to tell you to refer to your Physics 50 lab manual. If we scroll to the very end of this lab manual, there is instructions on how to graph using Excel 2016. This might change. Maybe we'll upgrade to Excel something else, but I figure it will stay similar. I know if you graph using the online version of Excel, some of the wording is slightly different or it's in a different place, but it's essentially the same thing. So the first thing you're going to do is select Microsoft Office from all programs, choose Excel, select a blank sheet. Done. Then we're going to make a table. You always put your x-axis first and then your y-axis, and I want you to think about whether your graph should go through 0, 0 or not. Okay, our graph for this one will. So we are going to be graphing this original speed versus distance. You do not have to put your titles, but I'm going to put a point 0 at the top, and then I just copy. So 11, 16, 20, 25, and 29. And then, whoops, that was 19. Would have been an outlier. And then we do the same thing for our y variables. So we've got 0, 8, 12, 15, 18, and 22. Okay. Then the next thing that we are going to do is highlight your data. So we're going to go here. We're going to choose our data. And then you're going to go up here and click Insert. And then in here, there's charts. You can click here if you want to see all the charts, but it's always the one with dots. So we're going to pull down this arrow, and then you're going to select Scatter. So I'm going to hit Enter. And you'll see this is pretty good linear data. Then it says under Design, click Move Chart at the far right of the menu. The reason we do this, sorry, let me just remember where that is. So I'm going to click Move Chart. So I guess you can go to Design as well. Oh yeah, there's Move Chart. So you can click up here, Design, Move Chart, or you can right click and choose Move Chart. And then what we're going to do is do this in a new sheet. The reason we do this is because then your chart will take up the entire page without you having to size it. So when we print this, it'll print as a full sheet graph. Then number 6, this is where the majority of the stuff lies. When the graph is selected, a box with a plus in it should be beside your chart. Clicking it allows you to manipulate the following. So we're going to click this plus. And the first thing we're going to do is click Axes Titles. What that does is allow us to edit these titles and put in there whatever we want. So let's do that as we go. So this one was going to be original speed, because that's the thing I was controlling. The units are meters per second. And then for my y-axis, okay, come on. We're going to put stopping distance, and that's going to be in meters. Okay, let's do our chart title. So that one they automatically put on there all the time. So the effect of original speed on the stopping distance of a car. Perfect. Okay, so then we are going to move into grid lines. So a title's done. Oh yeah, add your initials. So if this was a lab, or if I was having to mark your stuff, you just want to kind of put your name. So I'm going to put KS in my title, just because then I know that it's mine. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do, I want my plus sign to come back up. So if it's not there, I just clicked anywhere up here and it came back up. So I'm going to hit plus again. And this time we're going to do grid lines. So you'll notice that if I was trying to find the slope of this line, I mean, I haven't even drawn the line yet, but there's not a lot of grids. So if we go here and we go to grid lines, you click the arrow over, and then you want to click all the minors as well. So the reason we do that is now you can see that there's so many more grid lines for us to find the slope of our line for. And the other thing you want to do, so I just clicked more options, is that I often find that these lines print out way too light for me to even use. So just so you know, if I want to edit them, see how it says major grid line options? Let's go minor. So I want to go my horizontal minors. You can make them a little bit darker. So you just choose color, and then you can make them stand out. And then I go back up here and I'll go minor vertical, and then I'm going to make them a bit darker as well, so they don't seem so minor anymore, because honestly they are very helpful when you go to find your slope. Okay, so I've got my grid lines, I've got my majors and my minors, and then the next thing I'm going to do is trend line. So again, I'm going to hit this plus. Now, here's really important. I don't like to hit trend line right now. You'll notice that I haven't even clicked it, but when I hovered over it, it made my graph go into the negatives. We're not going to have negative stopping distances. So I find if you go straight away to the arrow over and you hit more options, then you can set your intercept to 0, 0, and when it draws your trend line, it makes it go through there and it doesn't do anything funky to the look of your graph. I also really like clicking display equation on chart because it allows me to check if what I got matches what the computer got. Maybe I've forgotten how to calculate slope or I'm wildly off or something weird happened. I find that it's kind of nice to put it on there. So that's it. That is how to make a graph. And then you would just go file print, and then I'll be there for your labs to help you figure out which printer to print to. One thing I will show you though is we did pretty great. So this was our hand-drawn graph that we thought went through that point 11 and 8. We got a slope of 0.73 and the computer saying the slope is 0.74. So if we had gone to 1 sig fig and said our slope was 0.7, this would also be 0.7. So we did a pretty awesome job of graphing this manually as well as with a computer. Like, computers are the best, but you know what? We weren't too bad. All right, that is the end.